Welcome to your Lilywhites podcast. This episode is the Bank Holiday Monday encounter in Gillingham against Holland and Blair. The Lilywhites put in an excellent performance to see them come out 2-1 victors. Let's hear from what the fans had to say and also what the manager had to say at the end. And as always, up the Lilywhites.
We're at Holland and Blair today. I've got Tom with me. First time on the podcast. It is now 1-1 here at half time. What do you make of the first half performance, Tom?
I thought Faversham started very well, a lot of movement, attacked quite well, then got caught on the break, usually inevitable not taking the chances and getting caught out, but fought back at the end, got a deserved equaliser. I think second half it could swing either way.
It's a very tough game out there. The ref's letting a lot go, which is always good, but there was a bit of a challenge towards the end of the box there. I don't know how close you were to it, but was it a dive or was it a foul?
I didn't get the closest of views. I think the player made up the mind for referee when he grabbed the ball, and I think the ref was like, I'm not having that, I'm going to blow it the other way. I think it might have been a foul, but it's a 50-50, I think.
Similar to KC's, really. 6 games to go here for the Lilywhites in what is the league season at this moment in time, and obviously it's about cementing a playoff place, even though Deal are losing at this moment in time, but we're trying to cement a playoff place. How do you think, with the running come in, how do you think we should cement, and where should we end up in the playoffs?
I think Faversham should be aiming for as high as possible. It's consistency, isn't it? You need to go into the playoffs on a good run, getting consistency. You can't go in there limping in, thinking, well, we've made the playoffs. They need to get performances going, get some teamwork going, get some coordination. There's too many strangers out there. So they need to get a few wins and a bounce, get into the run of the playoffs, and then they've got a very, very good chance of getting through the playoffs.
Recently, we have just made a couple of new signings. Changed up the squad. A few players have sort of gone out on dual registrations, or they've gone out on loan. What do you make of the turnaround that Tommy's now had? He's obviously got his fullbacks in today. We've got Thompson up front, Tomo. What do you think of the turnaround that we've had here of players recently?
Well, I think it's been a high turnaround. I think that is part of the problem with the lack of momentum. You're getting new players with each other every week. You're not getting the understanding where people know when they're going to play the ball, they're going to make the runs, that they're going to necessarily. The understanding's not there. What they need now is to cement this team together for that playoff run-in and for the playoffs. If they get that understanding, and they've got a good chance. But there has been a high turnover. I think that's been part of the problem.
Second half still to come in. What more do you want to see from the Lilywhites? And also, what do you think the full-time score is going to be?
Well, I think it's going to be a Faversham win. I think it'll end up 3-1 Faversham. And I'd like to see a lot more, a higher press. Their defence is nervous. Their goalkeeper's a little bit edgy. If we press them a little bit higher up, we can nick the ball and we can get a couple more goals. 3-1 Faversham.
See you at full time. Up the Lilywhites.
Cheers. Up the Lilywhites.
Mick, second time on the Lilywhites podcast. First of all, how are you? And also as well, what do you think of the first half here for the Lilywhites at 1-1?
Yeah, I'm all good. I think we've undersold ourselves. I think we've had... Stefan's been almost like a Darth Vader-like person in the box. He's been everywhere and on everything. But the problem is we're expecting him to be supplying everyone else, and I think Steph probably feeds better off of the touches from everyone else, and I think a few of our players just needed to take the first shot. I think if we'd have shot when we had the first ball, I think we could probably be 3 up now.
We were certainly out the traps really quick today, and sort of a goal from nothing really, and that's how teams sort of hit us at the minute. They sort of hit us with a nothing. And is that a bit of lackadaisical from the defence, or is that from the team not concentrating? What do you think it is?
I think you've got to give them credit. It was a good goal, and I don't think there was really much at fault from it, because the rest of the game they've not really broke forward. It's almost like we're missing the sort of enzyme that gels us all together and makes us sort of speed on and push on. It's just that gelling together, but there wasn't really any fault for that, and you've got to give them credit for a good goal.
Right at the end of the half, I just asked Tom a minute ago, what do you think? Was it a foul, or did he dive?
I think it was probably a foul, but it wasn't the biggest of fouls. So I think he's gone for it, and obviously the ref's not bought it as much as what he possibly could have done. So
same thing that really happened to KC there a couple of weeks ago, and he's also picked up the ball, which should have been a yellow, but he hasn't got the yellow. So it just shows a little bit from referees how some of them we're not having a go at referees, but they're not consistent enoh, and that's probably what's hurt us a little bit here. Yeah. Second half to come. What more do you want to see from the Lilywhites, and what is your full-time score prediction?
I would say at least 2 more goals from the Lilywhites with taking the first chance. Billy Bennett's had, just instead of look at that space, hit it. Don't look for that extra pass. Yes, we can set up some good goals, but at the same time, take them first time chances, because we've made them. We have made a lot of them.
Well, Up the Lilywhites and see you at the end of the game.
See you at the end of the game.
Tom, let's get straight into it here. 2-1 for the Lilywhites. With the second half, it was all us. I cannot tell you any moment where Holland and Blair really came at us in the second half. All Lilywhites. What do you think?
Absolutely, it's all Faversham town, wasn't it? It was one-way traffic, safe and secure in defence, and a bit of luck with the goal, but they deserved it.
You say a bit of luck, but it's wave after wave of attack. You know, keeper making saves, them making blocks. Got to give credit to Holland and Blair there, because I think in the second half it was just sort of a could they hit us in the break? I think that's what they're hoping for. But is that the type of performance you want to see from the Lilywhites, where it's non-stop, camped in their half?
Absolutely, that's what you want to see. You want to see wave after wave attacks, like you say. You want to see. You want to. Their goalie, their man of the match. He pulled off some great saves with his feet, with his legs, one between his legs. I think it looked rather painful, but he was a good lad, and he took the banter and he gave it back. It was good performance. Yeah, wave after wave attack. That's exactly what it was. And you're right, the pressure told. It was a bit unfortunate with the goal, but they deserved it because they had so much efforts on goal. Stefan had 4 blocks. Yeah, it was good.
Stefan
stuff.
goes through 1-on-1 at the end, hits the power button, but really he should be just taking his time off there. This leads us into man of the match, really. Who is your Lilywhites man of the match out there today?
Got to be Stefan, isn't it? 2 goals.
Going for the goal, man.
2 goals. The new fullback played well, though. The new right back.
Right back and left back, both of them.
Yeah.
Bradley and Tafiq.
Yeah, very good game.
Both
Good
players
games.
out
Good
there.
games. But you got to give the 2-goal game.
Well, we're going to the 2 big games now, which will be Corinthian and Snodlands. Corinthian actually pulling it back to win today, and Dill Town, who were 2-0 down, put it back to 3-2. So, and I didn't check the Snodlands score, unfortunately, but there's some scores in there, and it makes next week a much more tough game, because again, it's about cementing yourselves in the playoffs. These next 2 games are the big ones, aren't they? The teams that we will have to play to go up if we get into the playoffs.
Absolutely, you've got to get the scores against these teams, and as I said earlier, you've got to get the momentum. It's to winning these games for the momentum for the playoffs, to go through, and then to win the final and get promoted back up.
Last question as well, you said about the 2 fullbacks today. Do they look like they were the missing piece? Because in the second half it looked like we were a bit more complete. Would you concur with that? And obviously Woody as well out there driving after attack, sort of leading it on, and both the Billies coming together as well. Really all clicking out there.
Did absolutely. Second half it really clicked, and you're right, the fullbacks really did. They were pushing up. They pushed. As I said, we needed a further higher block, and that's what they gave. They were pushing up. They were attacking on the wings, and defending well. It was a good all-round performance from the defensive unit and midfield.
We move on to next week. Go and enjoy your bank holiday. Go enjoy your beer, and up the Lilywhites.
Up the Lilywhites. That's it, right.
Mick, I know you want to go and enjoy a beer and that after that fantastic second half, but let's talk about it. Even you was just saying it off camera here. Wave after wave of attacking. I couldn't tell you a moment when Holland and Blair really pushed us. What's your thoughts in that second half, and how chuffed are you as a Lilywhites fan today?
I think the effort's there. This isn't one, when it goes on the YouTube channel, this isn't one for the cinematography fans. But what you'll see is you're not going to see goal after goal after goal, but you're going to see effort after effort after effort. Easiest way to describe Faversham today, we were like an onion, layers. We fought at the back, we fought through the middle, and then when the ball come up front, we fought at the front. You had Woody, I don't know, he was everywhere. He was literally everywhere. He caused them no problem. He's like a little baby Yoda. He appeared and he was just absolutely everywhere.
Loving the Star Trek reference. Star Wars, sorry.
Yeah, he was absolutely everywhere. Stefan was getting a lot of attention. He pushed and pushed and pushed. He was getting a lot of physical from them as well. The second goal went in. Obviously, the fans behind the goal just went absolutely mad. It was like the Trumpton riots. It went mental. I think the effort was absolutely insane throughout.
And there was a conga going on back there. Did you join a conga?
There was a conga. There was cheers. It was all good-hearted. I just think it was effort. Honestly, I think, for me, 2 players that really, Stefan for the 2 goals, Billy Bennett really did put in a shift today. But I couldn't say there were any players that you would have faulted, to be fair. And like you said, second half, we said off camera, it was just, I don't think they troubled us, really. It was us. But they're a tough team to break down.
With days like this as well, Holland and Blair is a really nice place to come. They've got a nice bar, really nice facilities. Is these the type of away days where, and you're having a bit of fun as well, sun's out, are these the type of days you want to relish and enjoy, especially coming in, getting the win, being dominant? Is this what it should be like for the Lilywhites all the time?
You want it to be like this, but what you've got to imagine, you've got Deal, Corinthian, us, Whitstable, you've got all these teams at the top. Any team below us is taking a pop at every single one of them teams. No one's getting an easy ride. And I think you look at the results recently and you can see there are a lot of drawn games or big teams being held to points that thought they'd be 3 points. On paper, this was probably a 3-point game, but through to sort of, well into the second half, it was tough. And teams are not going to give you an easy ride in this league. Anyone thinks you're going to walk it, that's not the case.
Man of the match for you?
I'd give it to two. I'd give it to Stefan and Billy Bennett. I think they both put in massive shifts. Stefan's 2 goals were effort completely.
Got to take Steph for the man of the match today then. But, once again, the Lilywhites today showed that they can, when a team are being the solid wall against us, that we keep just reverbing the ball. The new boys coming in made us look a bit more competitive. I mean, maybe that's what we've been missing. We've been missing, proper fullbacks. No offence to Woody and to KC, who is a massive miss. And when he comes back in, he's got to really fight for his pace. But having proper fullbacks today, did you think that helped the Lilywhites as well?
I think you can see the fight started from the edge of our area through, and we were competitive for every ball there, which meant we weren't on the back, which meant when it come to the midfield, we were fighting again. As soon as it come forward, there was all something. And the other thing as well, the video is not going to show everything. How many shots did we have blocked? How many efforts were saved by their keeper that you're not going to see the whole lot of? There was a lot of effort.
Not everything makes the highlights, unfortunately, else we'd be here all day. But what a day for the Lilywhites. Go and enjoy your beer.
Effort,
I know you was telling them to buy you a beer as they were all walking past you. Up the Lilywhites. See you next Saturday.
Yep, they're next Saturday. See you then.
Up the Lilywhites. Tommy, 2-1 win today. Second half just completely blew them away. What do you reckon?
To be fair, I thought the first half was decent, to be honest. Sometimes you've got to come off and just take your hat off to their goal. It was an absolute worldie. I thought it was on the ascendancy and started the game well, and it's the same old thing. We've not pulled the trigger when we should. But our overall play and everything today is probably that's probably the best performance since I've come in. I'll put it up there easily. At half time there wasn't a lot wrong. I just thought our final choice of pass, we obviously got the 2 full-backs in today, which we could be a little bit more patient and get them involved with the width, but just in general our final choice of pass let us down in the first half. But that's the only negative, because our overall play I was well happy with. In the second half, like you say, listen, they're a good side. Luke's come in, changed it around, got some good players in. Obviously Connor Diamond's turned up today as well, so there's no givens, and we know that, and that's a good result against a very tough place to come.
Yeah, someone like Connor was commanding out there, and I know Connor really well, so do you. The first half, there was a bit of a spell, obviously, where we were, after the goal, we were sort of under the cosh. But in moments like that, like you said, we started out well, we got to the second half and we got our goal. And is it moments like that where you've sort of got to ride out that pressure a little bit when it isn't going your way?
I think to be honest, I don't think we was under the cosh. They've got it in wide areas and whatever. Obviously, the goals give them a massive lift. But I don't remember Jacob making a save today. So, I look at it like that. He's made one. Do you know what I mean? Not like one. But when you look at their goalie, the saves he's made and the opportunities we've created, we deserve the win in my eyes. But listen, like I said, I don't know why everyone thinks we've got a divine right to go and win a game of football. They're a good side here. I've seen them a couple of times. And the way they play, they've got some very skillful players. They've got a few boys in from Chatham on loan that do a good job for them. So fair play to them. All I worry about is my team. And the results are massive, obviously, the most important thing. But for me, overall today, I was really pleased with the performance.
Yeah, 1 down, 5 to go. And the next 2 games are really crucial for the Lilywhites, because you've got Corinthian and Snodlands who are up there, and they're teams that we could potentially play in the playoffs. Are these next 2 games about getting to see these 2 teams? And obviously getting a result is the most important thing, but it's about seeing them and not getting beat as well.
It's not even that. Listen, we've got to make the playoffs first. That's why something might play, like I said to the boys 7 weeks ago, the playoffs aren't a given. And even though we've got a win here today, you know what I'm like, we're enjoying it, but we're not getting the champagne out or anything. It was a good performance and it was a great 3 points. For me, that's the standards we want to try and keep here. So hopefully if we can perform like that every week, we'll be fine. But we see how we go. We'll be in training Thursday, and like I say, 2 big games. There's no point getting grinding out really hard results here and going at home and letting ourselves down. We owe our fans, who were, by the way, unbelievable today, absolutely brilliant. We owe them a home performance, because we've gone from chalk and cheese. We've gone from probably the worst performance since I walked in our last game. So that, for me, is probably one of the best performances.
Yeah, Rostall was one of the ones we probably want to move on from again. And we've done that today. We put that to bed very quickly. The two new boys coming in today, both fullbacks. Obviously Tomo as well. Bit of a lateness for him going to the wrong address, but it all worked out and it looks a bit more complete out there. Does having proper fullbacks, all credit to Casey and Woody who have been there, and Woody today, driving all day long, and Casey when he comes back, I'm sure he'll make a case for himself to get back in the team. But how much does it help you to have fullbacks that can play in those positions?
So there's been nothing wrong with the fullbacks. Obviously we've got Jake, we've got JV. It's not a case of that, but like I said, my job's to try and do the best thing that I can do for the football club, and if I think something can help us improve, and again competition for places, then I'll act on it and do it. And Tariq and Bradley have known me a long time. They know how I play. I do want them driving on. They do give us our width, and perhaps that's something that boys have got to get used to, where today we've gone through the middle and we should be going out wider, but overall I thought they both had two really good solid debuts, and they'd be good acquisitions for the football club.
Lastly, the fans give Payne the man of the match out there. He could have had 4 or 5 in the end, but it was a game where lots of people just sort of lining up for shots. How do you assess someone like Payne, who's leading the line today, and he was winning the balls, keeping it in the corners when we had to as well, and also as well he's an experienced player with getting the players around him to move the right way?
Yeah, for me that's Payne's best game for us. He'll be disappointed he's not got more goals, but he's got both today. So it's one of them things. But no, he's listen. We do demand a lot of everyone, whether you're the experienced player or a young player. But these boys are the most important thing. No one takes it personally. It's a football club that we want to try and push on, and to do that, you've got to do the horrible bits and say the horrible things sometimes to players. And they're all from number 1 to 11. They all get treated the same. But today, I thought Payne, that was probably his best game for us as well. So hopefully, we can go into the last 5 games and not just build on that with him personally, but as a team. I'm just more really delighted with the performance today.
Gaffer, enjoy the rest of your bank holiday. There's not enough left, but see you next Saturday.
Yeah, thank you. And again, fans, unbelievable today. Absolutely brilliant. Thanks, Brownie.